most of them are made in China. And most of them are made in our factory. Yeah, I'm telling you. But why these luxury brands never tell you that? Because they are trying to pretend to be products of some sophisticated European countries like Italy or France.
Saw a slowdown and a contraction in the global luxury market. About 50 million people either opted out or were forced out of the luxury market over the past 2 years.
I feel people started to get tired of purchasing products and realized that we just bought too much and it didn't really make us.
We are going to be successful. In a few weeks, the shop was open. We sell the most expensive products in a country where everybody was going very cheap.
In the world of luxury fashion, brands like Louis Vuitton, Dior, and Armani are synonymous with elegance, craftsmanship, and exclusivity. However, recent investigations have uncovered a darker side to these prestigious labels, revealing a web of exploitation, deceit, and systemic abuse that challenges the very foundation of their luxury status. Bernard Arnault, the chairman and CEO of LVMH, Mot Hennessy Louis Vuitton, has been at the helm of the world's largest luxury goods conglomerate for decades. Under his leadership, LVMH expanded its empire, acquiring iconic brands and setting new standards in the luxury industry. Shareholders had agreed to allow Arnault to remain CEO until the age of 85, providing him with ample time to continue shaping the future of luxury fashion. However, whispers began circulating that Arnault might be considering early retirement.
Less than 60 euros to make a handbag that it sells for nearly 3,000 euros. That's what Italian authorities found out when they raided factories making products for Dior and other fashion brands like
At just 76 years old, this was unexpected. The timing coincided with increased scrutiny of LVMH's operations, particularly concerning labor practices and production methods. These revelations have cast a shadow over the company's legacy and raised questions about the ethical foundations of the luxury industry. The Made in Italy label has long been associated with superior quality, artisanal craftsmanship, and timeless design. Consumers worldwide have been willing to pay a premium for products bearing this mark, believing they are supporting skilled artisans in picturesque Italian villages. However, investigations have revealed that many luxury brands, including Dior and Armani, have been outsourcing production to Chinese-owned factories in Italy, where labor laws are lax and oversight is minimal. These subcontractors often employ undocumented workers, including migrants from China and other countries, who work under deplorable conditions. They endure long hours, unsafe working environments, and meager wages, all while producing goods that are sold at exorbitant prices. This practice not only exploits vulnerable individuals but also undermines the integrity of the Made in Italy label. June 2024, an Italian court placed Dior Italia, a subsidiary of LVMH, under judicial administration for 1 year due to labor exploitation practices. The court's investigation uncovered that Dior had been sourcing handbags from Chinese-owned subcontractors in Italy, where workers were subjected to grueling conditions. Some workers were found sleeping at the factory to meet production demands, operating machinery without safety devices, and working without proper documentation. One particularly damning revelation was the cost disparity between production and retail prices. For instance, a Dior handbag that retailed for approximately 2,600 euros was produced for just 53 euros. This marked a staggering markup, raising ethical concerns about the brand's commitment to fair labor practices.
A little over 1 square foot of vaqueta leather came out, 2 different finishes. The best vaqueta leathers in the market is $7, $8. At their level, let's give them $10, and you need 2 square foot. So $20 for the leather, $5 for the materials, inner linings, fabrics, authentication, chip, and $10 for the label.
Dior was not the only luxury brand implicated in these exploitative practices. Giorgio Armani also faced scrutiny for its reliance on Chinese-owned subcontractors in Italy. Investigations revealed that workers in these facilities were paid as little as $2 per hour and subjected to similar harsh conditions. Despite the high retail prices of Armani products, the brand's oversight of its supply chain was found to be insufficient, allowing these abuses to persist unchecked. Forbes. These revelations have far-reaching implications for the luxury fashion industry. The exposure of exploitative labor practices challenges the industry's image of exclusivity and ethical responsibility. Consumers are increasingly aware of the origins of the products they purchase and are demanding greater transparency and accountability from brands. The reliance on cheap labor to maintain high profit margins has led to a systemic issue within the industry. Brands prioritize cost-cutting over ethical considerations, resulting in widespread exploitation and abuse. This not only harms workers but also erodes consumer trust and damages the reputation of luxury brands. Reuters. Platforms like TikTok have played a pivotal role in exposing these injustices. Creators and activists have used social media to highlight the discrepancies between the luxury image projected by brands and the reality of their supply chains. This grassroots movement has empowered consumers to make informed choices and hold brands accountable for their actions. The power of social media lies in its ability to amplify voices and spread information rapidly. What once might have been a localized issue is now a global conversation, forcing brands to confront their practices and make necessary changes. The luxury fashion industry stands at a crossroads. To restore consumer trust and uphold ethical standards, brands must take immediate and
You
decisive
recognize
action.
this style, this bag? Of course you do. In fact, more than 30 years, we have been OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton, you name it. For this, I am not proud because we were only making our wages. The profit margin for the people who are actually making the bag are very.
This includes conducting thorough audits of their supply chains, ensuring fair wages and safe working conditions for all employees, and being transparent about their production processes. Governments and regulatory bodies also have a role to play. Stricter enforcement of labor laws and penalties for violations can deter companies from engaging in exploitative practices. Additionally, promoting ethical sourcing and supporting initiatives that empower workers can lead to a more sustainable and equitable industry. The luxury fashion industry has long been associated with opulence and exclusivity. However, the recent revelations about labor exploitation and unethical practices have cast a shadow over this image. As consumers become more informed and demand greater accountability, brands must adapt to meet these expectations. Only through genuine commitment to ethical practices can the industry hope to regain its credibility and continue to thrive in an increasingly conscientious market. So, now that we've peeled back the shiny, polished layers of the luxury fashion world, what are we really left with? Honestly, it's not a glamorous fairy tale, it's a reality check. We've been sold this dream. The sleek boutiques, the glossy ad campaigns, the runway shows with celebrities in the front row, it all paints this picture of elegance, heritage, and craftsmanship. But behind those velvet curtains, the truth is messy. Behind that $2,800 handbag? There might be a worker earning $2 an hour, sleeping on a factory floor, stitching day and night just to meet demand. And look, this isn't just about Dior or Louis Vuitton. This is an industry-wide problem. Many of these luxury houses have built billion-dollar empires not just on style, but on secrecy, on cutting costs where it hurts the most human dignity. What's wild is how long they got away with it. But times are changing. The internet changed the game. TikTok creators, journalists, whistleblowers, they're all shining a light on what's really going on. People are talking. People are watching. That alone has power. Now, this video isn't about canceling luxury. If you love fashion, cool. If you saved up for that bag, no shame. This is about knowing the truth behind the price tag. It's about holding powerful brands accountable for the choices they make and pushing for a version of luxury that doesn't rely on exploitation. Because real luxury? It's not just about materials. It's not just about logos. It's about value with integrity. It's about knowing that what you're buying didn't come at the cost of someone else's health, rights, or safety. So, where do we go from here? Start asking questions. Look beyond the branding. Support smaller, ethical brands when you can. And most importantly, use your voice. These companies are paying attention. They know that Gen Z and millennials don't mess around when it comes to social responsibility. If enough people speak up, things can change.